Okay.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, world-class rock star, professional speaker, and best-selling author, Kenny Aronoff. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Awesome, you guys. I hope I'm not late. It was a little bit crazy. I was trying to get it on the computer, but the only way I could get on was with my iPhone.
That's fine. We're all good. The whole thing is fine.
How many people tell you look like an Italian mafioso?
All the time.
You do. You look like a Brooklyn hitman. You got a great face.
Are you allowed to swear on this show?
Yeah, you can say whatever you fucking want.
No. Jimmy,
you know what the alphabet is, don't you? The New York alphabet's fucking A, fucking B, fucking C.
I'm from Brooklyn. I wrote it.
You know, and my mom's from the Bronx, so
Bronx.
I grew up in Western Mass, but I am so New York. It's like everybody thinks I'm from New York. Why would they fucking think that?
I have no idea. But you see, I have a New York accent, which you hear. And people say to me, "Oh, you have such a New York accent." And I say, "No, I want to live in California so I could say, oh, I shot Habiba." What the fuck is that? You know, in New York, we say, "Yeah, I grabbed a pussy." But I can't deal with the California bullshit. They're so collegey out here. So I don't know what they are.
You know what? I do fine. I just be me. You know, I don't change. I just be me. Kind of got to zip it right now, but I be me. I just am me.
Yes.
Yeah, but in New York, you could curse and nobody says, "Oh, potty mouth, potty mouth." Out here, you curse among men and they go, "Oh, your language." I thought, where am I with a bunch of
our next door neighbors hate us because the first time we met them, we used the F word, and like after that, they were like,
yeah, and
they won't even talk to us.
And these two prissy old faggots. I mean, they're so queeny and disgusting. You want to smack them around because that's how they are. Now, if they ever heard me say that, they'd call the police.
Oh, of course.
They call it a threat. They call it a threat.
I gave a speaking. I was one of 20 speakers at the biggest inspirational company in the world called Mind Valley, and I was the last guy after a 4-day thing. And I said to the guy who owns it, I says, "Is it okay? I won't swear. Don't worry, I won't swear." He says, "Are you fucking kidding me? Swear, man. You're a rock star." I get up there and I'm doing my thing, and one of the things I was talking about was Mick Jagger because I work with the Stones and Mick on his solo record. And I said, "Listen," and I was talking about teamwork, and I said that Mick understands he's Mick Jagger, but he ain't the fucking Rolling Stones. And so that was fine. But then they posted it, and 6 months later, my agent's calling me up, says, "You got to get that off the internet. There's some people in Florida that won't hire you because you swear." I went,
"Oh, give me a break.
Just tell them I won't swear when I'm there."
There you go.
You know what? When people say, "Oh, you swear," I say, "Listen, you go to the movies, do you watch television? What do you hear? You hear more fucks flying around than anywhere. So get over yourself."
So hold on, we got to do some introductions because you don't even know. So let me introduce you. First of all, this is my cool, outrageous host. He's also my husband. This is Ron Russell. Say hi to Kenny.
We're faggots.
Hey, Ron.
Then I'm Jimmy Star. It's very nice to meet you. I've got a chat room. Literally, I've got Germany, England, Australia, Canada, the United States, all kinds of people in the chat room. So say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hey, everybody in the chat room. Awesome. I can't wait to come to see all of you with Joe Satriani. Our tour got postponed for a little bit, but we'll be there. I'll be there.
There you go. So we have a lady who's one of our biggest show supporters, and her son is a drummer. And for 5 days, she's been posting the picture that she can't believe like you're coming on and that you're like the greatest drummer in the world and voted #1 5 years in a row. Her name is B. Claudia, and she's in Germany. So please say hi to B. Claudia.
Hey, it's B. Claudia. Nice to meet you.
There you go.
I am dying for some German beer right now.
There you go. And then you got to say hi to Eileen Shapiro because she's in the chat room too.
You know who she is, right?
Yes.
Eileen's the one that hooked us up. She's amazing.
Yeah, I like what you did when you went like that.
You did? Yeah.
That's what
That's what I do to her every time I grab her tits.
Joe Satriani. What did he say? He says, "Oh, I asked him if I can speak about the records we're recording. See, we did a record called Shapeshifting and entered the charts at #8 on the real charts, the top 100. And it entered at number 8, but then we couldn't tour. So Joe said, well, let's record 2 more records. So I just asked him, is that cool if I talk about it? And he said, yeah.
Cool. That's so
Yeah.
funny though that when you just said the real charts, because nowadays with the days of internet, there's like a new fake chart put up every day, and everybody's like, "Look, I'm number 1 on this chart." I'm like that's not a real chart.
Exactly. Because someone will say, I'm on 20 number 1 hit singles. I'm like, on what chart? The one where they bought 50 records? I'm talking about the charts where in the old days, where it was like the album oriented charts and then the top 100. If you were number 1 on the top 100, you were on every radio station, every TV station. You were selling millions of records. You couldn't get a rate. When I was with Mellencamp, you couldn't turn the radio station without having Mellencamp if on the radio if you were number 1. But now they got 800 charts. It's like it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it means absolutely nothing. So let me do some bragging for you real quick. All right, everybody. In case you don't know who this is, who really is rock royalty, because even Rolling Stone put him in the top 100 greatest drummers of all time, which all time is a fucking long time, you guys. He's been in Modern Drummer magazine, #1 studio drummer, #1 pop drummer. And here's some of the people that he's worked with. And I don't know if I just picked out the ones that I pulled off your website, which everybody is Aronoff official. KennyAronoff.com. His Twitter is Aronoff official, which you got to follow me back. But here it is, you guys. This is like bragging rights, and this shit is fucking so badass. It's not even funny. John Mellencamp, Sir Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, the Rolling Stones, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, Sting, Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, Bob Seger, Dave Grohl, Elton John, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, John Bon Jovi, Steven Tyler, the Smashing Pumpkins, Meatloaf, B.B. King, Rod Stewart, and John Fogerty. And that's just some of them. I know there's more. I just had to pick out the ones that everybody knows because they're all like amazing superstars. I'm actually doing a movie right now and I'm working with B.B. King's grandson.
Awesome. That is awesome.
So do you have a favorite? Like you've done, we'll also talk about the fact that you're an author and a speaker, but let's go music a little bit.
Wait, before we go there, I have to let the old bags that watch our show get something too.
Okay.
What do you think of Gene Krupa?
Love him.
Best drummer, you think?
Well, I mean, if I had to pick the best jazz drummer, if I had to, it would be Buddy Rich, because he was in a planet of his own. In rock and roll, I would have to say John Bonham with Led Zeppelin, because
but in jazz, we have to say jazz would be Gene Krupa.
No, he just said somebody else.
I said Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich.
No, I think Gene Krupa was incredible. I mean, I never saw you couldn't see his drumsticks move.
Well, Buddy Rich though, come on, Buddy Rich actually had the fastest technique of all of them over Louis Bellson, Gene Krupa. Gene was good, but Buddy was born a prodigy genius. At 4 years old, he was tap dancing and drumming. It was off the hook. Yeah, I got to record with the Buddy Rich Big Band and perform with them after Buddy died in New York City. Neil Peart, the drummer from Rush, produced a two CD set for Atlantic Records, and they asked me to record 2 songs, and they were trying to get me to do like rock and roll type songs, and I went no, and I want to record jazz songs because I grew up playing jazz. My parents were from New York, so I had a huge jazz influence. So yeah, I got to play with that band, and I mean, that's my opinion, but Gene Krupa was brilliant. Absolutely
yeah, but
brilliant.
I bet that Buddy Rich didn't do as much cocaine as Gene Krupa.
No, I think that Buddy probably did the cocaine and Gene did a lot of marijuana. Right?
No, not actually. Jane Russell, who was my good friend, knew him well, and she said that he was so coked up all the time. I mean, he just did lines and lines of coke. He was burnt out. That's why he was able to play the drums as he did, because he didn't even know where he was.
Yeah.
He became the drums. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, I've always, I'm no saint, but the thing is, I always put work ahead of partying. In other words, I never drink, I never do anything before I play. And even in my wildest days, it was anything that got in the way of my job and my success and my career, I would not do it.
That's why you're so successful.
Smart man, absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's what 40 years. That's why. I mean, I'm still, now that I'm 29,
So am I. We were born the same year.
Yeah, exactly. Except if you shave your hair, you'll look like me.
I look like you without shaving my hair.
So wait, how old were
You're
you when
better
you,
looking than me.
how old were you when you started drumming?
10 years old. I saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I went ape shit. I went flying off the walls. I had never seen anything like that before. And I said to my mom, "Who are those guys?" She said, "They're the Beatles." And I said, "Well, I want to play with them. Get me in the band. Call them up." She
So
didn't.
she did, and they said yes.
Yeah, and I got
Have
fired.
you
No,
ever?
I started a band because she said no. The thing is, when I didn't know this at the time, but seeing the Beatles on TV, I realized that was my purpose in life before I even knew what those words meant, and meaning that I felt it in my heart. I mean, thoughts are just ideas, but feelings are the truth, and how you feel is who you are. Nobody can deny you of who you are. There's no discussion. I wanted to be in a rock and roll band. I just didn't know how to do it at 10 years old. So I started my own band, and we played Beatles music at 10.
That's awesome.
That's how you do it. Now I'm going to throw a name at you. Do you know this guy, Stephen Perkins?
Absolutely.
Do you love him? I love him.
I love him.
We love him. We love
He's
Stephen.
a
He's one of our
sweetheart of a
favorite
man,
friends,
and a sweetheart of a guy. And also, I
best
mean,
friend.
the band is killer. I love Jane's Addiction.
Yes, he's a
But what do you think of Stephen Perkins as a drummer?
Great. He
Great. I
created
thought
his
so
own
too.
style. He's got. I kind of liken him a lot to me in that we both play with a lot of feeling and passion.
I love it.
Well, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever want to meet, and a good friend of ours.
I've always
I
been
agree.
like a big fan of like drummers. When I first started the show, we would have we had like the drummer for Pop Evil, and then we had Bobby Blotzer from Rat came on, and we had like all these cool drummers. And to me, like the drummers, a lot of times in my head, at least in my head, it seems like they get overlooked, even though they have like the hardest job. Because like the drums, I mean, it's so amazing, and you have to be so
Yeah.
talented to do it. We also have another friend. Do you know Dave Kendrick?
Dave Kendrick. I can't place his name. I might have met him.
He was in a band. He's in a band right now called Revolution. He's an older guy, but he also like drummed with Devo back in the day.
Oh wow!
And so he's a really good drummer too. And when I see him, but like the skill that it takes to be a drummer is just freaking like, amazing.
Do you know
Well,
Scott
it's like
Page?
being an athlete. It's an
Do
athlete.
you know Scott Page, the saxophone player?
Absolutely.
Is Scotty not the best? He's a good friend of ours. We love
He
him
has
too.
great head of hair.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does.
So does Ron.
Right.
So
No.
they bond over the hair.
No, we have so much fun together, Scott and I. I mean, he's a
Scott,
sweet.
yeah, Scott is a sweetheart. He's the one that introduced me recently to Eileen, and she was the one that brought me to you guys.
Actually,
Good.
Eileen and I, we have a PR company called World Star PR. I'm her business partner in World Star PR. And
Awesome.
so she like every time she's very nice to like send all the people our way. Because we get a lot of great guests through the people that Eileen's met. Scott's brought us a ton of great guests. Stephen
Yeah.
Perkins has been on. We go to see those Think Experience shows in LA
Which
a
are
lot. Are
great.
you in LA?
Yes, I'm in Studio City or LA. Yeah.
I
And
wish
have a
you would be at
studio-
one
I
of
have
the
a studio
events.
here.
I'd like to hear you live. You should. I'm going to talk to Scott to put you in.
No, he can't take Steven's place.
No. Well,
No,
Steve-
actually, they had me on that show. Is it a new thing they're doing since the pandemic?
Oh no, that's a new thing, but that's a cool thing. That's
Oh,
cool.
you're talking about the band they have. Yeah, well, yeah, unless you have double drums. But actually, I used to have a
no,
show
you
at
could
the
do,
Bacon.
you could do a solo.
You could just go in and take over.
Yes, listen. In my day, Gene Krupa did solos. The orchestra stopped, and Gene
Yeah.
Krupa did like 5 minutes of the most incredible percussion you'd ever heard. I would
Well,
love
I know
to see you
I've
do a
heard all
solo.
those. You should
I'm going to
listen
talk
to
to
Louis
Scott.
Bellson on Skin Deep with Duke Ellington. It'll blow your mind. It's one of the most musical solos. Skin Deep with the Duke Ellington band with Louis Bellson.
You're
It's
talking,
I like
ridiculous.
love it.
talking real royalty, Duke Ellington. My God, how
Yeah,
I love Duke Ellington. I'm
yeah,
80 years old, so that's how come I know all these people. I
yeah,
really,
yeah.
I
So
really
I have a show
can't believe
where
I
I
am.
went. The Baked Potato in right down the street from me is a really cool club where all like some of the greatest musicians in LA have played. It only seats like 75 people.
I hung out there for years.
Yeah, okay. So I had a thing called Kenny Aronoff and Friends, and I would have 5 different artists come and play with me through the night. I do a whole set, doing like, everything from Zeppelin to, ZZ Top to Sabbath to Ozzy, all over the map. And then one night I featured Stephen Perkins. We did an Allman Brothers set, and it was double drums. It was cool.
That would be
That had to be
awesome.
fabulous. When I hung out at the Baked Potato, Earl Palmer, the drummer, you know Earl Palmer?
Oh, man, I knew him.
A great guy, Earl, studio musician, and Earl was a good buddy of mine. And Crazy Red Fox came in.
Wow.
Oh, I loved Red Fox. He was so
Oh, it
outrageous.
was unbelievable.
There was a beautiful blonde girl that was seated there, and he walked right over to her and he stuck his tongue in her ear.
Well, at least it was just her ear.
Yeah, but
I thought
that's
I
how
thought
Red
you were
Fox
gonna
was.
stuck
He
your
was so
tongue.
outrageous with the ladies. He was a chaser. We had a
You know
lot
what?
of nice friends that hung out in Baked Potato. It's still there. I used to go to the Baked Potatoes in the 60s or 70s. I
Yeah.
forgot. That's how many years it's there. It's a great
the
jazz club. Everybody should go. Small
The-
seating.
Yeah, the greatest. You get the greatest musicians there, and you're up close. I mean, I was the MC, and I was kind of semi Kenny Aronoff, Don Rickles type thing. But the audience is like you're on stage with. We're all in
Right.
the same room together. It's not like this big stage and they're down there. It's like being in a living room, and I'm just talking and playing to people.
I love that.
Now, are you playing there ever?
Well, not right now because of the pandemic. They're doing,
I
I think,
mean,
virtual stuff.
after the shit's over.
I mean, I have a studio called Uncommon Studios LA. I'll be going from here to that studio today and record 5 songs. And 2 days ago, I did 5 songs, 10 songs. And people send me files from all over the world. Been doing stuff with Chris Lord-Alge. He's one of the greatest engineers ever for a top 100 radio. And but I've now converted my studio into a virtual speaking room, so I can do all my corporate speaking from my studio with the sound of my drums from my big, the great sounds from my studio. But then I'm having it, cameras and a whole set where I speak and then I play, I speak and play, just like if I was at a 600 seat
That sounds
conference.
fabulous.
That's the world of the future too, though.
Listen.
That's how things are going to be. So it's
Wait.
good you did that.
Do you ever go to the Baked Potato to jam?
Well, I all the time, but lately.
Well, let us know. Let us know. We'll drive in from Palm Springs to see and hear you.
Wait a minute, you're in Palm Springs now?
Yeah.
That's where we live.
Well, a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I
100
I
miles.
thought you were on Long Island right
No,
now.
Eileen's on Long
No,
Island. We're here in
no,
Palm
no, no.
Springs.
Eileen's on
Oh,
Long
piece
Island.
of cake.
East
That's
Coast,
easy.
West Coast. We go
Oh,
into
okay.
LA all the when the pandemic's not going on, we go to LA all the time for red carpet premieres and for all
Right.
kinds of stuff all the time.
Oh,
So-
piece
But
of cake.
I'm a percussion nut. My favorite, you're gonna love this one. My favorite music I ever heard was the guys that bang on the garbage pails. What were they called? I saw them in Radio City.
Oh, you mean Stomp?
Stomp? Did you not love Stomp? I
I
mean,
knew one of the guys who
banging on
started it.
pipes,
he
garbage,
He said he knows one of the guys who started it.
See,
fabulous.
I did 4 years at Indiana University School of Music, which is the #1 school of music for classical music. I eventually ended up in the Jerusalem Symphony Orchestra. I mean, I went to Tanglewood after 4 consecutive years of auditioning and worked with Leonard Bernstein, Aaron Copland, Arthur Fiedler, Sergio Zauer. That was the elite #1 student orchestra in the country. They only take 7 percussionists in the whole world. Took me 4 years to get in. But one of the guys at Indiana University, when he graduated, he was, I think, a vocal major, and he was one of the original guys with Stomp, and he plays with Yeah, he was playing with Bon Jovi, and I've seen him with Springsteen.
That's freaking
Well, what a
awesome.
fabulous idea to do it with all kinds. I mean, they do pots and pans, garbage pails,
Yeah, and
garbage newspapers, everything that you could possibly think of, and the music is fabulous.
So hang on,
unbelievable.
I have a question. I have a question. So okay, so you've worked with almost like every major cool ass person on the planet. Do you have like a bucket list? Like this is the one person I haven't done anything with yet, and this is the person I want to do something with, or have you already like done something with everybody you'd ever wanted to do stuff with?
Well, I thought at one point one of the coolest bands would be Jeff Beck, me, and Sting.
Oh
Sting
wow.
on bass vocals, Jeff Beck on guitar, and But you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I would love to play with Queens of the Stone Age. I mean, that'd be cool. But it's like I don't really like dwell on who I haven't played with. I'm just enjoying every moment I'm in at that moment.
Dude,
And
like because you're like seriously like rock royalty, and so the fact that they'll all be eventually everybody's going to come to you any day. Do you what about who are some of the musicians that are at bands that are out now that you're like, wow, those are really cool band? Like what kind of stuff do you listen to when you are not playing? Do you listen to your
well,
own stuff or do you
usually
listen to
when I'm
other
not
people?
playing, I'm writing charts like that.
Okay.
I bet when you're not playing, you're listening to Doris Day.
No, no. When I'm not playing, I'm preparing for the next. Like yesterday, when I wasn't playing, I spent 4 hours writing those type of charts. Every note I'm going to record today, and then tonight when I'm done, I'm going to have to write 5 more songs. I'm constantly because I have that reading skills from all that schooling I got. I can write every single night note out. That's why it's very helpful to do that to be able to when you do the Kennedy Center honors. You're changing notes. You're changing stuff by the second. You got Sting coming up to you, Springsteen coming up to you, Elton John, Mellencamp, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, and they're saying, "Can you try that? Can you try that?" You write it down. You change it. I mean, without reading, you cannot do those gigs. So I'm always like one example is I'm in Vegas doing a show with Fogerty. Next morning I wake up, I'm on a plane to Russia. I'm studying and going over 32 songs that I'm going to have to record and film the next day. When I land in Russia, I go right to the Kremlin. I'm rehearsing some of the songs. Next day, rehearse the rest. Bam, filming, recording. No way could I memorize that. Then I get back on the plane. I'm getting ready to perform 25 more songs with guys like Steve Lukather, Billy Gibbons, Nancy Wilson from Heart, on and on for another show that I'm going to do 3 days later. Couldn't do it if you can't read music. And not
Right.
only do I read music, but I write down the tempos, who to count off to. I got instructions with the stage manager, the producer, and the musical director. And I orchestrate all of that. It's not just playing drums anymore.
That's
But
amazing
what's
though.
really nice about your career is you made a lot of money. A lot of people have
I
careers.
did?
Well, come on, please. You're loaded. You got more money than you need. But a lot of people in our
2
business.
divorces, buddy.
Well, I take that back. You're a poor man. I'll send you some money and food. And they must have cleaned you out, those bitches. But anyway,
No, they did. I'm good. I'm the. Nah, it's like being
You
a
work
running
all the
back.
okay.
time.
But wait a second. They made me forget what I'm going to say. See, when you're old, you forget everything.
That's
No,
okay.
you're gonna say how nice my hair looks.
I love it.
Your hair
It's
looks
fabulous.
great.
I love the glasses
And you
too.
don't have to worry about
Yeah,
the
you
wind
like these?
in your hair.
There you go.
Yeah, you got
So-
hair.
Versace.
So let's do a little promotional thing for you. I know you wrote a book called Sex, Drugs, Rock and Roll, the hardest hitting man in show business. Has that been out for a long time?
It's been out, I think 4 years. They're doing it. It came out in paperback in May. They didn't tell me, and now they're doing an audio version. And I'm screaming. I'm supposed to be doing the audio version. So I'm waiting for a phone call. I'm trying to say hello. I think I should be doing the audio version of the book,
Yeah,
right?
you absolutely. People would love hearing it from
Well,
you.
yeah, because I'm gonna go fucking A. So then I went fucking B, and then you motherfuckers. Then I did this, and fuck yeah. Nobody's gonna say that like me.
Absolutely. No.
I mean, I really have to tell you something. That sort of language really offends me. It gets me so fucked up I can't breathe, you motherfucker. But anyway,
Hey, you know what?
that's Brooklyn. Nobody gets it out here. In Brooklyn, if you're walking down the street and you run into
Yeah.
a friend, you say, "Hey, fuckface, how you doing?" And
Yeah.
nobody gets upset. Or, "Hey, fucko, what's new?" Here, you walk up to them and say, "Hey, fucko, what's new?" They run, police, guns, shooting. I mean, forget it.
Yep.
I miss Brooklyn. You miss the Bronx?
Yeah. Oh, I love New York.
I
There's
love
no-
New York too.
I
I'll
love New
always
York.
be a New Yorker.
Do you go back and visit often?
Not enough, but I do. And I have a friend who has this incredible, like $5 million apartment right down on Chelsea, and it's it's gorgeous. And when I go there, I got this incredible apartment. You can go on the roof and look up, and there's Radio City Music Hall. You look down, there's the new World Trade Center, and there's Italian restaurants, coffee shops, and
Fabulous.
it's the best pizza in the world. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Nothing like New York.
So everybody, to do a quick recap too, though, Kenny's website, you can read about all the different things he does. It's KennyAronoff.com. That's KennyAronoff.com. He's Aronoff Official on Twitter. You're also like a speaker, like a motivational speaker. Just we got like 10 minutes. Tell us a little bit about it real quick so we can help promote it.
Yeah, basically and there's, if you go on YouTube, there's a channel called Virtual Speaking, and I just did an interview with my agent like 5 days ago. Anyway, it's a speech that it's mostly centers around teamwork, leadership, innovation, creativity, always trying to be as good as you can by working hard, self-discipline, perseverance, and very, very important today is staying relevant by adapting and adjusting over and over and over again. And all those are like action items, but the big umbrella, the big theme, and the big point I try to get across is you need to realize what your purpose in life is, and that comes from a place in your heart. You need to be who you are, and when you find out who you are and what it is that you should do in this lifetime, you'll be unstoppable, undeniable, authentic. And if people don't accept that, fuck them.
There you go. First of all, you've done. That's exactly what you did.
I agree with the fuck them. All of it I agree with, but the fuck them is really what tells it is. I mean, I go through life doing what I want. We had some more. We get great reviews on our show, by the way. We're all over the place. We're a #1 show for like.
I've heard. It's amazing. Congratulations.
Some moron.
Thank you.
But some moron asshole, probably a closet case queen, writes in to Jimmy and said, "Why your show is on the air, I'll never know. It's the filthiest show. It's a sewer. That Ron Russell's got a mouth that is so disgraceful. Your show is disgusting. It should be taken off the air. You vote." I mean, you went on and on and on and on.
Don't listen to it. Don't watch it.
Well, you know what I said? I said to Jimmy, I said, be polite, Jimmy. Write him back and say, we understand, and we wish you a good load in your mouth.
You know what? Somebody, every so often people will trash me. Somebody sent me a thing like, I don't get it. You know, and I'm on 300 million records sold and 60 nominated and 1 Grammys. And he says, I don't get it. I don't understand why anybody likes your playing. Your playing sucks. I don't get it. And he went on and on. I don't ever respond. I just like, wow, dude, don't listen to my playing then, you know?
And if you don't like it, go someplace else.
And then he signed the note, Stephen
Perkins.
No, Stephen, he's like so kind to me and so gracious. And
he is the nicest fellow.
The guy is like, he's like a brother. He just says, you keep getting better.
We love him. I think he's got 12 or 14 children.
No, that's me.
How many kids you got?
Well, I got 1 kid, but you know, I used to think, God, it's going to be probably 100 that are becoming. I need college money, but I never saw any bald, big-nosed guys come up to me.
That's good. They never came up. So, like when you're touring all the time, are the women? He asked us to. We had Robert Bell from Kool and the Gang on before you, and they were like, Ron's asking him if all the women throw panties up on the stage for you when you're like on tour.
Oh yeah. Well, we used to play Madison Square, place like Madison Square Garden, sold out, Mellencamp, no opening act, just us. And I remember one time I go to my tech, I go, come here, and it goes fine. What's wrong? I said, you see the chick in the 3rd row with the big tits and the white and blue shirt? Give her a backstage pass, after show pass. And so he runs down there, I'm going, ain't that America for you? And he's going, her? I'm going, yeah, that's her. Taps on her shoulder. She looks at me like, oh, hi. I went, hi, right in the middle, sold out, 20,000 people.
Oh, she must have came. She came.
I never saw her backstage, but he gave her the pass.
Well, Scott Page, again, I said that to Scott. There's broad stroke motel keys up there and panties up there. He said, oh, no, never.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
We
well, you
had
know Scott
parents. We
Page. Scott Page is vanilla. He's the cleanest queenest straight guy in the world. He's not gay. But no, Scott's not gay. That was a mistake, everybody. Please.
yeah, right.
I mean,
Yeah, he's going to be calling us in a minute.
no, that was a slip of my stupid
He
humor.
just uses the word
I'm
clean a
gonna
lot.
call
Right.
him. I'm gonna
But
call
he
him
said
and
that
say
he's
that they
never-
said you got.
He says he's calling him. Yeah.
I'm
We
calling
love you,
him.
Scott.
Scott
They said you're
Scott
gay,
said
so
he's
you're
never
gay.
Scott said he's never cheated on his wife in all those years he's married. That when women threw panties at him and car keys, motel keys, he just let them lay on the stage. And I said to him, "Did you know that Cinderella was a real person?"
How about he's Pinocchio?
Yeah.
Oh, he loves this. Scott's gonna have such a fun thing when he watches this.
You got to like love.
Well, well, I admit, I mean, it was playing, and then it was,
Playing.
Now,
Yeah,
answer me a
thank
question
you.
that everybody wants to ask but don't have the
I'm,
balls. Here
I'm,
we go. Do you
okay.
think that fucked up your two marriages because you cheated a lot with the broads?
Oh, that definitely didn't help. I mean, my second wife was, she's unbelievable. I love her family and she's totally cool. She got pulled up on stage by Mellencamp at Madison Square Garden. And then that's how I saw her for the first time. My third wife, who I'm married to now, who's gorgeous and I love, I met her in England because somebody said, I was doing a drum clinic tour and somebody said, "Hey, you're going to be interviewed. Do you mind getting interviewed when we get to Exeter?" And I went, "Yeah, I don't care." And I'm doing a sound check and this unbelievable playmate, gorgeous woman walks in with, tits and ass, the whole deal, and gorgeous. And I'm like, what is she doing here? A guy's drum clinic. And so at the end of the sound check, I went, "Where's that guy who's going to interview me?" He says, "That guy is sitting right over there." And it was her.
Oh,
Wow,
cool.
Wow.
Now, she interviews me, but guess what her last question was to me? This was
How
the
big
deal breaker. She looks at me with these fiery, gorgeous blue eyes, smiling, and goes, "So I ask everybody this question. When you play drums, do you wear boxers or briefs?"
And you said nothing.
Nothing.
Thank you.
Because
Exactly.
you said one of the drumsticks is your dick. Your
Too
dick
small,
is the bass.
too
Your dick
small,
is
too
the
thin.
bass drum. No, I thought the last question she would have been to you was how big is your dick because she was falling in love. But no, seriously, they should know that you do use your penis as the drum, the big bass fiddle, the big bass drum, not
The
fiddle.
bass fiddle.
I've been ill for 2 days, so forget
The bass fiddle. That's
terrible
good.
Yeah,
cold.
the bass fiddle.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm from New York. You
I
got
do
it.
have a reputation, but we probably shouldn't get into that right now.
Listen, me on this. Look, I've been an actor forever, so I have been on so many movies, television, and shit. If I tell you the kits I got when I was a young kid, I was a good
Oh
looking
yeah.
guy. Oh, I got them. Every fag in the studio would find me and come after me. So, and even when I worked a stand-up comic, people would send cards backstage. My wife and I are having a party. Why don't you come? And all that shit. Nice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All that
Yeah,
weird.
I mean, it's just fun, man. It's like, I just had a sign around my neck that said "Open for business 24 hours a day."
There you go.
Yeah, but I was always married at the time, and I tried to keep it as good as I could.
No, I blew it. I definitely blew it. I take full credit for it. And that was the tricky part in the book because I felt that, that was you got to be honest in an autobiography, but you can't be too revealing to hurt people. So I take full
I
credit
agree with that.
on not being a present and mature enough and committed to what marriage really is, which is a commitment to being monogamous is one of the things, and being honest. And I kind of I never like it's like I never grew out of high school or something. It was like and the thing is in the music business, and at least in our band, I mean, we weren't Motley Crue, but everybody was doing it. You were in that environment. We were young, audience was young, girls throwing underwear at us, girls showing their tits at us. I mean, it was really difficult to not act on that. It was
but
just natural,
you know what? It's a good thing Eileen Shapiro didn't throw her tits at you because she'd have broken your head. She'd have
Wow.
killed you. You know what
She's
she
got
looks?
huge boobs.
Do you know what Eileen looks like?
We made her tits
I've
famous.
only seen her face. I haven't seen her tits.
Oh, they're huge, and we like.
Eileen's
We've
got-
made them famous. We talk about them all the time.
I do. Don't get in on my act. Eileen's boobs are enormous. I mean, they are beyond enormous.
So hold on,
Okay.
everybody. So you guys, this is
Okay.
Kenny Aronoff because we've only got like 30 seconds. This is Kenny Aronoff. You can follow him on Twitter, Aronoff Official. Aronoff is ARONOFF Official. His website is KennyAronoff.com. He's like a fucking rock star royalty. We want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. Anything that you got going, and you guys read his book, Sex, Drugs, Rock and Roll, the hardest hitting man in show business, but do not get the audio book until he voices it. There you go. And Kenny, we want to thank you so much for coming on the show. We'll be in touch and talk to you again. Good luck with everything, and congratulations on all your success. Thank you so much.
And I
Thanks.
feel like
Take
you're
care,
a New
guys.
York buddy. You're my
Bye.
New York buddy.
Bye.
Thanks for coming on. You're a great guy.
All right,
What
everybody.
a nice fella. See, New Yorkers are so nice. Everybody says, "Oh, New Yorkers are so mean and crappy." That's not true. New York people are friendly and outspoken and wonderful.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Thanks, Rebel. Thank our guests. Thanks, everybody in the chat room. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live, and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.